Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of the News Feed. I'm David Prince.
And I'm Sarah Mezzi. This November, the Blacksburg community has an opportunity to help out graduate students and their families by donating baby clothes and toys. For more on the story, here is Newsfeed reporter Jess Koo.
This year, the Hokie Hand-Me-Down is an event for grad students with families and university staff members. This event is held on November 15th and 16th to help those in need. Graduate Student Assembly, Women's Center, and the Graduate School organizers of the event will be taking donations such as new and gently used baby clothes, toys, school supplies, and much more.
This program used to be called Donate and Swap. This is the fourth year we've done it, and this year we decided to change the name a little bit to Little Hokie Hand-Me-Down because there was a sense that some of the students, graduate students coming, felt a little awkward if they didn't have something to bring to donate. The donate and swap part sort of seemed to mean that they had to bring something in order to get something, and that's not the case, so we decided to change it.
Since then, we've had just growing involvement both with donations and with students, so we've actually expanded it to include undergrads and to include staff. So, yeah.
I'm Jess Koo reporting for the Newsfeed.
Virginia Tech has been a respected animal and poultry science school for decades. Now, students are making a connection with consumers. For more on that, we go to Newsfeed reporter Bailey Engel.
Thanks, Sarah. The Virginia Tech Meat Center has recently opened up a retail store open on Fridays in order to make sure animal and poultry science students can better understand the meat industry. Located on Duck Pond Drive and tucked away behind English Field, the Retail Meat Center provides an outlet for a variety of cuts harvested right here on campus. From prime cut steaks to beef hearts, customers can now know exactly where their food comes from. Jordan Wicks, the manager of the Meat Center, talked about the goals of the store.
Because it's a huge component of how the meat industry has changed and is moving. So we want to make sure that we get students engaged with consumers and merchandising meat, understanding packaging and retail and all of those things.
The profits from the Retail Meat Center go directly into the VT Foundation, so this brings the money right back to the Animal and Poultry Science program. Now, if you'd like to check out the Retail Meat Center yourself, the store is only open on Fridays from 2 to 5:30, and I would definitely suggest getting in there early because the products run out pretty fast. So back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks, Bailey. The Roanoke Star, which gave Roanoke the name the Star City, is celebrating its 67th birthday this month. The 100-foot-tall light-up star was turned on for the first time on November 23, 1949.
Newsfeed's Caitlin Purcell found out how the star came to be and why it's so important to Roanoke residents.
67 years ago this month, the signature Roanoke Star became a symbol of not only Roanoke, but the Shenandoah, which means Daughter of the Stars. It sits atop Mill Mountain, which can be seen from most parts of Roanoke City. Visit Virginia Blue Ridge's Catherine Fox said the star is a symbol of home for most Roanoke Valley residents.
It's really a beacon home, or it's a welcome beacon to this region. It sits up on a mountain that is one of the only, typically you don't have this type of mountain range within a city limit. And it is in the city limits, and it's in the city of Roanoke. And it sits up on the mountain, and you can see it 60 miles away. So it's a symbol that people would call us the Star City of the South. People know that they're home because they see it.
Not only is the star physically a unique landmark, it sits 1,045 feet above the city, providing the best view of Roanoke.
Everybody brings their families out here to get a view of the beautiful city. So it's a place that we celebrate a lot of our major events, take our prom pictures out here. We bring our families that are visiting up here. So it's an important place for everybody in the city.
People travel from all over the country to snap a picture in front of the 100-foot light-up structure and get a look at the Blue Ridge Mountains from a unique perspective.
As part of Virginia's Blue Ridge and Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, we have a visitor center. And when people come to the area and they want to go up on the parkway, we always recommend this would be the best stop for them. If they're coming towards the parkway, then make this their first stop. Or if they're in town for the next few days, be sure if they haven't seen it to take advantage of it.
For a live look at the star, visit www.roanokeva.gov/starcam. This has been Caitlin Purcell reporting.
Just ahead on the news feed, a local improv comedy group is starting fresh this year with a new president and all new members.
And how is the Virginia Tech Rocketry Group allowed to launch rockets in the area? That story and more after this break.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks. He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome back to the newsfeed. In August 2016, the Intercultural Engagement Center, abbreviated as the IEC, created 3 new cultural centers on Virginia Tech's campus. The centers provide a space of comfort and unity for underprized students and faculty members. Newsfeed reporter Lizzie Patrick has more on the story.
The IEC serves as an umbrella over Virginia Tech's 5 cultural community centers. The 5 spaces are located here in Squires Student Center and include the Black Cultural Center, the Multicultural Center, the Hispanic and Latino Cultural Center, the LGBTQ+ Center, and the American Indian and Indigenous Community Center. Associate Dean of Students and the Director of the IEC, Tricia Smith, explains the overall purpose of the IEC here on campus.
So at IEC we have a 2-part mission that we achieve in 3 ways. So our 2-part mission is to make sure that we are creating the conditions for underrepresented student success. And we think about that in terms of statistics across higher education in the United States. The second part is to make sure that every Virginia Tech student leaves here with an increased sense of cultural competence, greater than when they came. And we do that through advising, advocacy, and awareness. We work with student orgs. We have several spaces that we manage, and we do over 300 programs a year, all free for Virginia Tech faculty, staff, students, and community members.
The 3 new cultural centers established in Squires Student Center in August 2016 were prompted by the requests of underrepresented groups who desired their own community spaces on campus. The director of the new American Indian and Indigenous Community Center, Kristen Houston, shares her experience working with one of the newest cultural centers on campus.
Just being in community, students coming in here to study or to have small group meetings, hosting programs, things like that. We've had several blessings in this ceremony where community members, specifically those from the Monacan tribe, the Monacan Nation, have been here to bless the space. And what we know about the land that Virginia Tech consumes is that the original stewards of this land are the Tutelo and Monacan nations, and so to have the Monacan Indian Nation here to bless this space just a couple weeks ago was really great. And we know that providing space like this is going to provide opportunities for additional Indigenous and Native students to want to feel at home here at Virginia Tech.
This is Lizzie Patrick reporting for the Newsfeed.
Lolopolis Comedy Group is an improv troupe here on campus that performs 1 to 2 hilarious comedy shows per semester for the Blacksburg community. The troupe was first created back in 2010. For the past 6 years, the improv group was operated by a similar group of students, but this year Lolopolis has a brand new president and is taking different steps to branch out more. The comedy group held auditions at the beginning of the semester, and 80% of the troupe is now comprised of all new faces. Senior president of the troupe, Anna Ross, tells us more about the changes they made.
One really big thing that we have new this year is we kind of have like an A team and a B team. So what that means is there's like a core group of members who are in every single show. And then there's a B team or a secondary group of members who we saw at auditions. We thought like, you're really talented, we want to keep you around, keep you on our radar, but we want to make sure that you're getting that exposure to the improv training that we're doing in rehearsals.
The improv troupe now has 14 members, which is double the size compared to previous years. And for the first time since the group was created, Lolopolis will be attending the North Carolina Comedic Arts Festival this year. To find out more about the improv comedy troupe and how to catch their shows, check out the Lolopolis Comedy Group Facebook page.
Residential advisors, more commonly known as RAs, play a significant role in the growth of many students who live in residence halls. RAs are students themselves and act as a source of help for residents, whether it be help with academics or college life in general. Although RAs have a duty to uphold certain policies to keep students safe, they also strive to develop a sense of community and mutual support within their respective dorms. RAs are often committed to student success by getting to know their residents on a personal level. With so many residence hall options to choose from, students have the opportunity to live in a dorm that specifically fits their interests and academic path. With an RA as a resource, they can build relationships and connections that will last them throughout their college career and beyond. Yes, this is rocket science. The New River Valley Rocketry Club recently held one of its rocket launches on Virginia Tech property at the Kentland Farms.
Club members were able to safely launch the rockets they created all day during the launch without worrying about breaking any regulations. Newsfeed reporter Ivan Wong has more on the story.
The New River Valley Rocketry Club maintains a friendly relationship with Virginia Tech, enabling them to hold launches on the property.
It's a great opportunity because we can work with Virginia Tech Aerospace and use Kentland Farms, their property. So I think it's a great win-win for our club and for Virginia Tech. To launch rockets over 3.3 pounds, we need to have permission from the FAA to put them in the air. They don't want rockets and airplanes to meet, and I don't either. So there's a process where we say this is the area we'd like to fly rockets. They say, okay, this is the air traffic over that area, you can fly up to this level.
In addition to being granted permission, members must have certifications of their own in order to launch rockets above certain sizes.
For level 1, you have to build and fly a rocket, have it successfully land that could be flown again. For level 2, you have to do the same thing, but also pass a multiple choice exam on the safety code and some of the science behind it. And then for level 3, you also have to document the build of it and how it's going to work and what materials you have, almost like a little college thesis.
This is Ivan Wang reporting for the Newsfeed.
Just 2 years ago, Virginia Tech was offering upperclassmen on campus upwards of $2,000 to move off campus. Historically large freshman classes have led to overcrowded dorms, and some were forced to sleep in study lounges. Now, the Residential Hall Federation is encouraging students to stay on campus. On November 6th, members of all 18 hall councils took to the drill field for the Hokie Harvest Festival as a way for the hall councils to engage with students and showcase their services. The Residential Hall Federation used this first annual festival as a means of student outreach. Sophomore Hall Council member Justin Halper explained the festival and the advantages of staying on campus.
Obviously, you don't have to go anywhere. As for classes and eating, dining halls are here. And I think it's just really convenient. It's kind of just an opportunity for each hall council or different organizations to put events on and for people to come out, get together and just have a good time.
The festival demonstrated some of the benefits of living on campus, like close proximity to dining halls and exposure to clubs and activities like a cappella groups. Sign up for on-campus housing for returning undergraduate students begins January of 2017.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com, and as always, you can always also connect with us through the Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm David Prince.
And I'm Sarah Mezzi.